Welcome back to the Moonchild Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah KB. Pay attention when the universe redirects you. Pay attention when the universe redirects you. It could be directing you. It can be redirecting you for whatever reason, but sometimes it could be that plan that the universe is redirecting you towards can be just an overall better plan. Sometimes, what you're aiming to manifest, whether it's, a person, place, or thing, or, even a better version of yourself, the universe will give you exactly what you need in order to, become that version of yourself that has that manifestation. You understand? And so it can send you things, stepping stones in the form of lessons. You understand? It can give you exactly the situation you need to put you in the exact mental space and the exact emotional state to face the challenging or limiting beliefs that's, hindering you. So, you know, say you're manifesting a healthy connection with someone, the universe might give you an unhealthy connection with someone just to highlight the things about yourself, and how you operate with the person or whatever. The things that you would need to heal from, the beliefs, the core beliefs that you need to let go, that will come to the surface in these moments in time when you're going through this unhealthy, quote unquote unhealthy connection. This is where people become lessons. This is, when you hear people say you're either a blessing or a lesson or whatever, some people are lessons in this way, and make sure you're actually learning the lesson. That way you don't have to keep repeating and meet another person like that and another person like that and another person like that. Make sure you're paying attention to not just what they're doing, but what your patterns are, and a lot of times these people are direct reflections of parts of ourselves that we don't even recognize as ourselves. Or we might disassociate ourselves with the things that they do, but somewhere deep down inside, we have a connection to that, or we are a perfect match for what they are. Even if we're not them, we're what they are attracted to. So, either way, it's time to, at that point, check yourself. Pay attention to the emotions that come up, the emotions that get stirred up, when you get frustrated, or when you get angry, or when you get sad, or when you get depressed, or, whatever starts to happen in those spaces where the universe has redirected you and put you in a space that was unexpected. Pay attention to what's going on in that time and space, because the universe could very well be giving you exact, directions to the things that you would need to finally let go of, finally come to grips with, finally heal, the things that we need to heal and release. It'll bring it to the surface to allow you to conquer that. Once you conquer it, you then become a vibrational match to what you've been asking the universe for, what you've been asking spirit for. You understand? So, just pay attention. Pay attention when this happens to you, because it's never in vain. It's never for no reason. It's never, the universe isn't picking on you. You understand? This is how it goes. You get what you're vibrational match to. This is law. This is not this. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you love me. I don't know why I just had to do that. I don't know. Anyway, but I don't care who you are. Like it's this law skips nobody. You understand? We're all in this reality. If if you were exceptions to an exception to the rule, or things didn't apply to you, then you wouldn't be in this existence. You would, you wouldn't be in Earth school. So this applies to everybody. You understand? So yeah, pay attention. You know, a lot of us, we're so disconnected from, or we get so disconnected or feel so disconnected when these discouragements happen, and we feel like maybe we're doing something wrong, or maybe we get to overthinking, we get to feeling a certain way about ourselves, when in actuality you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not on the wrong path. The thing is, the universe is directing you to an exact situation to bring up the exact emotion or thought pattern that you've been having, in order for you to conquer that, in order for you to finally be a match to what you've been intending to match with. You understand? Which is whatever manifestation you're looking for. And it doesn't have to always be possession. It could be just personally a overall better version of yourself. The universe will put these things in your path in order to get you in an exact, a specific place, emotionally or thought wise. It does this the way it needs to do it. Because when we start to think about it and analyze it and overthink it, and try to figure it out ourselves to try and stay ahead, or just figure out what the universe is doing, we might think like, well, this situation was pretty drastic, right? This situation was kind of like a bit much. Like, I could have learned that lesson without all of this shit. But the universe knows that you couldn't have learned that lesson. You think you could have, because you think you know what you think you know, standing from where you're at right now. But the universe understands what would have went wrong, what would have kept you too comfortable to where you weren't shaken up enough in order to be in that space. It wasn't urgent enough for you to pay attention to, had it not been like that. You know what I mean? It's things like this that the universe already understands. It operates perfectly, and we want to pick our ways of going through things, or what we need to go through in order to become who we need to become. But in actuality, we're just looking to, we're looking to stay comfortable, but there's no growth in comfortability. You understand? You have to get uncomfortable. That's why they call it growing pains, because it pains you to grow sometimes. You literally have to get uncomfortable. So the universe does a good job at putting you in situations like that. It might threaten to do something to you. Just the sheer threat of something might bring up an emotion or bring up a thought pattern that you need to pay attention to at that point in time. The situation might even just be pending. It might not even happen, but just that can bring you the proper emotional state that you need to pay attention to. Whatever it is within yourself that needs to be detoxed, it'll come to the forefront. So as I say all the time, if we can get away from the quote unquote good and bad, if we can let go of those ideas, just for the sake of going through the processes, you understand, we can understand it for what it is, not for what we want to label it to be, and what we're used to looking at things as. Because then, if you see it as just the process, you're liable to, have your emotions about it at whatever point in time, but eventually you understand that it's happening for you. Okay, so pay attention when the universe redirects you. Pay attention to what it's constantly bringing your way. You know, the message is within the situation. You know, sometimes it's it's something that you should be paying attention to within yourself, and sometimes it's just not the right time. Right? Sometimes you're just at a waiting period while certain rooms are being prepared for you to walk into. Certain people are something is happening on the other side of where you can't see things. You understand? So you're not being punished or you're not being forbidden from certain things in these moments either. You're just it's going to happen in due time, and you'll get even more than what you've been asking for if you just trust the process. You understand? So that's all the time I got for y'all tonight. Pay attention when the universe redirects you. The message is there. The message for you is within it. This has been the Moonchild Podcast with the Moonchild, his motherfucking self, Elijah KB. Thank you. I appreciate you. For those interested in spiritual advice, I now have a page where you can sign up for a one-on-one hour session with myself. The link will be in the description. And for any questions and topics for the podcast, feel free to email them to me.